Yeah. Now, just got to wait for everything to load up because apparently that's a thing that needs to happen. Hello. Hello. Welcome. Is everything working? Apparently, it's not.
Hello.
My talk's bright. Oh, there we go. It took it a hot second, but welcome. Hello, everybody. Yes, Discord's working. Yay, we love it when there are very few technical difficulties.
We love technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love technical difficulties?
Meanwhile, in the land of technical difficulties, welcome everybody to not session 4. I say no technical difficulties immediately messes up that. It is actually session 5. Woot woot.
Woo.
There we go, fix that. Session 5 of State of Anarchy, which is a homebrewed custom Dungeons and Dragons game using obviously Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition rules. However, there are some modifications. That is the whole point of homebrew. Welcome everybody. So, who remembers what happened last week?
Stuff was said. People did
And
things.
things were done.
Yeah, pretty much covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Some of us sign up for the Adventurers Guild. Some of us
Yeah,
went to a
session 4 was
library.
named In the DMV, I believe.
Yep.
We met Dahlia.
And Dahlia, and Dahlia, and Dahlia.
Mm-hmm.
Too many dollars to keep track of now.
Bear with me one moment, guys. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves and tell our viewers exactly what happened last week, if you can remember. Haha, challenge.
Well, I do remember that Ash has been dropped off at the teleportation station.
We
sent
have
back.
lost our best boy.
I miss Ash. He was my favorite character.
I know.
He's got his own spin-off series now.
Okay, I'm going to leave the stream and go watch that.
Yeah, no, when Harser inevitably dies, I'll just roll up a Warforged and bring Ash back. Yeah.
Perfect. I can't wait. I mean, yeah.
Watch your back. That's all I can say. Watch your back.
On the topic of technical difficulties, I can see the talk sprites are delayed massively as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think that's
It
just
do
stream
be
delay,
what it
isn't it?
be.
See if that makes a difference.
Harso has also revealed his platinum library card and diverted any library debt to the archive at Seeker's Respite.
I wrote on my application that I need my debt should also be sent there.
Is your platinum library card like laminated as well, or?
No, it's made of platinum.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, they've laminated the platinum.
Yeah, they made it out of platinum and then laminated the platinum.
You don't want to get any scratch from all the use.
Yeah,
Stop working.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because what else are you going to do with a library card?
Yeah.
It brings us back to the brimstone addictions we were talking about before stream. So
Magic shrooms.
And Sebastian's uncovered something, literally.
Mm-hmm.
yes, what has Sebastian?
Oh God, why was that so bad?
What has Sebastian uncovered?
Sebastian's stripping?
That's the first thing that popped in my mind as well. It's like, I don't remember like getting naked in front of everyone.
Exposing yourself.
Removed everything except the sunglasses.
Oh, Bree's made some friends.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
You're now in with the cool girls, the mean girls,
I am.
the fairies.
Are they
the
mean?
pixies.
They didn't seem mean. They seem nice.
You're instantly friends with
Sebastian
Regina
uncovered?
George.
Shut up, we're going shopping. So, yeah. And we're going on a pub crawl with the engineering.
Well, you know that the pub crawl is happening. I don't know if we're actually going on the pub crawl. I don't know if that was decided.
I think everybody agreed. I think everybody said yes. We'd love
Oh,
to.
it's decided.
Everybody was really up for it. I remember that clearly and distinctly.
You all signed on the dotted line.
So what did
There's one person hasn't signed up for the
Yeah, Sebastian hasn't.
Yes.
conformed,
Wait, what haven't I conformed to?
signing
You
up for
haven't-
the
Yeah,
Adventurers
you haven't
Guild.
drunk the Kool-Aid.
Well, yeah, why would I sign up for the Adventurers League?
Gone rogue.
To get money.
Ain't nothing gonna tie me down.
It's not tying you down.
That's what you think. Wait until your union fees arrive.
Last time, they charged us 5 copper.
$7 a week.
I believe as well.
With that.
I believe where we actually finished as well. Rick was standing next to everybody in the cloisters, monologuing into his little handheld
Yeah.
voice recorder about everybody right in front of them. So
Yep.
it only feels appropriate that is exactly where we pick up.
Well, it was specifically shit-talking Crisis as party leader.
Yeah, throwing him under the proverbial bus. Again, to everyone, I do have to put a little bit of a apology / explanation out there as well, because obviously this is the first time that we're playing in this particular time frame setting. So there have been a few things that haven't been pointed out, i.e. like the tech level of the world, because it's all kind of new for all of us. So for anyone who is wondering, it is a slightly more modernistic tech level, steampunk meets arcana tech kind of situation. So there's a combination of horse and carts meets arcane
Taxis.
ether powered cars and stuff around. So hopefully as we go on and play a bit more and things like this, I will endeavor to do a better job of explaining exactly the setting itself. So hopefully that will improve. But yes,
It's just a very walkable city, I think. So it's
it
nice
is a very walkable city. It's not a very big city. The city of Corkwood.
Depends on the size of your legs.
Yeah, it depends on the size of your legs. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. Poor Rick, having to do the raccoon hustle. But the city of Corkwood, if you can see down here, it only has 263,000 people in it, which is not actually that large. So, I mean, it would have still taken 15 minutes, half an hour to walk between the Adventurers Guild and the university. So, just making sure everybody kind of knows that anyway. But we'll see what happens going forward, and hopefully I'll start explaining things a bit better. I'm not used to explaining so much because I normally just have pictures and stuff. So, yes. So, I believe we pick up directly under the cloisters, I suppose, with Rick calling out everyone's shit. Because I don't actually know where you were going to go after that. So, onward.
I believe one of our tasks was to go and find the Jade Dwarf ex-adventurer.
Yes. We gotta figure out what he saw.
Yeah, apparently he's one of the only people that came back and retired adventuring as soon as he got back.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, since we're next to the Billy Goat Tavern, as it says here on this brochure's minimap, why don't we secure ourselves some rooms and then make our way over to your contact?
Will we have time to do that before the pub crawl?
The time of the day is roughly around 6:30. The pub crawl is supposed to start at 8.
You have time.
Oh, wonderful. Yes.
Alright. And, Harsel will about face and head back to the billy goat.
About face, head back to the billy goat. All right. So, you head back to the billy goat. Da-da-da-da. I don't know why that's the song stuck in my head. I apologize.
Not sponsored.
Don't mean to give
Wow.
blatant advertising.
It's the Billy Goat. You know, have you seen those singing posters that they have? And it always plays that. Yeah.
No, that's Owlie's.
Okay, so you guys are deciding you're going to make your way back to the billy goat. Okay, so you hustle together, you collect your wayward friends, because I believe Sebastian was the last one out of the library.
No, he snuck past us.
Oh,
Invisibly.
Yep.
I thought you were gonna. I thought you came around a tree, and while you were behind the tree, you made yourself visible.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And then the other two came out.
Yeah, we came out after.
We've also never been to the Billy Goat, so we're not going back there, we're going to there for the first time. At least,
Well,
you know.
I mean, I think Hasa has been there before.
Yep. But yes, to the billy goat.
All right. So,
All right.
All right.
don't start. Trust me.
What?
No. Don't
Me?
start, because
No.
I'm guess it will not be the first or the last time you will probably hear it in the campaign. But
Alright, listen,
spoilers.
right.
All right.
All right.
These things between these tree clusters, are these like bridges? Are these like aerial bridges?
They are indeed. So, and I think this was something I had kind of pointed out last session when I kind of started to explain a little bit more as you were walking around town, and you started to realize that you were seeing people of different species that were familiar to some of you, obviously, growing up in... some of you did grow up in this area. Haas has obviously been here before, but for some, this world, this place is very, very different. Obviously, a lot of different people here we're seeing. Different types of Aarakocra, bearkin. Obviously, seeing fairies all together is really odd. There is a large population of fae folk, as well as what appears to be a lot of half-elves, a few humans. Not as many as Rick and Crisis would be used to, though, living in Thalamir. So, but yes, the trees themselves, from the footpaths, the stoned footpaths that you guys are on, you can see that winding around these large trunks, because these trees that are supporting these platforms and whatnot are huge oak trees, and they have both wooden platforms where there are more housing, as well as some businesses are up there, but you can actually ascend to the upper areas through these large staircases that are circling around these tree trunks, so you can actually reach it from the ground floor. And you can see that, as was pointed out, bridgeways, so that you don't have to descend if you don't wish. So yeah.
I think that might be dangerous when we're on the pub crawl.
Well, it is only dangerous. So we are currently over here. Just making it bigger so everyone can see where we are. So we are heading over to the Billy Goat Tavern. As you reach this place, it's definitely... For those of you who are not used to this place, i.e. everyone who is not Hasa, it is definitely catering to a much younger clientele. You can see that it is already quite boisterous, as there are a large number of university students who are showing up to participate. And when you actually enter this place, you can see that it has almost an old library-like feel to it. It has high ceilings, a dark wood architraves and architecture, as well as very faded, upholstered couches and things like this, large wooden tables. For those of you who are actually in the game, you can actually see, there you go, get a bit of a view of what this pub kind of feels like, but it's full of people. You can see that a large portion of the young population here are wearing what appears to be bright yellow t-shirts, and they all have like a double helix on them, with in big black letters engineering pub crawl. So and you can tell that there are some organisers who are from student services here who are going around offering those who look like they're here for the pub crawl t-shirts. And eventually one of them, a very small owlin, comes up to you. He's a little bit taller than Rick, so standing about 4.5 feet tall. Kind of like almost pygmy owl looking, with its markings, big fluffy eye feathers, large dark eyes, comes over carrying a large stack of yellow t-shirts. Hello, are you here for the pub crawl?
Yes, indeed we are, my young friend.
Oh, well, we don't want you to get lost. And he kind of looks over the group. I'm Mylan, by the way. And so, one for you. You look like you need a small one. He gives a small size t-shirt to Rick. One for you. And, oh, you need a really big one. Give me a second. He rummages around, pulls an extra large out to give to you, Crisis.
Nah. I'm good. I'm here on business.
No, he's joking. Oh, come on. He's a man of business, true, but he also likes to relax.
Yeah,
Come on.
you want to be part of the pub
business
crawl, you
of
got to have one of
partying.
the t-shirts. You know, it's all about teamwork and being part of a team, and you know, because when we do the challenges later, you'll want to be able to. People will want to make sure that you're part of the team.
I'm sorry, challenges?
Yeah.
What
Have
do
you
you
never
mean by
been on the pub crawl
challenges?
before? Well,
No, I have not.
well, it depends on where we go, but for some we do like building like little architectures out of matchsticks and things like this. Some places we do quizzes and stuff like that. You know, getting people involved, so it's not just nothing but drinking. Of course, that happens too, but
This would be really good for us. As an adventuring party.
Do you
Team
by
building.
chance just have like a yellow bandana or something I could just put around my arm instead of a shirt?
well, no, you need the shirt, but we have bandanas too if you want. We've also got bucket hats, we've got caps, we have face paint. Like, how all out do you want to go?
I'll just take
What
a hat.
was your name again?
please.
Sorry.
Mylan. I'm in
Mylan?
structural engineering.
I
the hardest
can
kind.
tell.
Well, you know what they say, you've got to build bridges to help get over it.
That is what they say. You're so wise. I can see why they'd picked you to be the coordinator of this.
Just give me a hat.
And a t-shirt.
Arthur
Yeah, just
will-
had a t-shirt for
Arthur
him.
will lean over to Crisis while this conversation's going. While they are encouraging it for a relaxing moment, having a crawl like this would be a good way to get a lay of the land, so that you understand where everything is in the city.
Oh, trust, I ain't gonna understand nothing by the end of the day.
Mylan, my friends and I have a few errands to run before we can get engaged in the pub crawl proper. the meeting place is here at what time?
We technically start at 8 p.m., but, at about 7:30 we start handing out, it's not really we, student services. I have to say this, student services does not condone the overconsumption of alcohol, and therefore if the alchemy students offer you anything, any ramifications using experimental alcoholic beverages are at your own risk.
Yeah, we usually make sure they're kind of safe.
Yeah, that's part of the problem, isn't it? Kinda.
And Boo, you said it's currently 6:30.
It is currently 6:30, yes.
So, for logistics wise, if we were to take a taxi, like organize rooms here, take a taxi to the One-Eyed Bull, or I believe that's what it's called, and then take a taxi back after doing a possibly decent discussion with a dwarf, how long would that be expected to take?
How long is a piece of string?
One-eyed oak. There it is.
Yes. It really does depend on, if the guy is chatty. I couldn't really tell you. It will take you half an hour to 40 minutes to get across town if you walk. If you catch a taxi, it'll at this time of day might actually be faster to walk. Let's be honest, but there are like trams, I suppose, carriages and stuff that do run and operate throughout the city that you can catch, but they do still get caught in traffic. So, but you might be looking maybe 20 minutes to get there, 20 minutes back. So it really just depends on, 40-minute round trip, but it just depends on how long the conversation goes for. So it is entirely up to you.
We just need to know what he found.
Yes, you need to know what he found.
Yeah, we need to find out what he saw, where he saw it, and I believe we also wanted to know where the others were or something, but I'm sure that'll be explained when we ask him. If he's feeling like talking at all.
Yep.
Well then, since we're working on a tight schedule, my friends, how about we get our rooms organized as quickly as possible?
Oh, so you seem familiar with this place. Could you perhaps organize rooms for us?
I can give it a shot. These places are mercurial in their housing. I'll see what I can get.
Show them your library card. They'll probably be impressed.
Yeah, maybe. I will. Yeah, I'll go and try and organize some rooms.
Yep.
Hang on, what's impressive about the library card?
It's platinum and laminated.
Which I've added a platinum, like what? Just like the color platinum? It's like a tier rating system. Do you just check out a lot of books, or what?
A lot of books.
Haas is not there anymore. He went to go organize them, so it's up to you guys.
I'm deliberately trying not to interject and tell you exactly the differences. Okay, so Hasa, you wander around. You're looking specifically for the owner of this establishment.
Correct.
Yes, you are looking for the owner of the establishment. He can be kind of hard to find, especially because he kind of does blend into the colouring of this place.
Literally.
Kind of those darkish red, brown kind of colours. You're looking for an Opteran by the name of Vyman Aclarus. He's pretty tall. He's 6'4". And yes, the whole point that he camouflages into this place. You would think it would be hard to lose a very buff Mothman. So I could let you guys have a look so you can see Mothman, so you can see what we're working with here. But eventually you do spot him single-handedly carrying an extra keg out that he was going to tap under the bar. And he kind of sees you and he kind of like puts it down. Hey man, what's up?
Vimon, just a couple of my friends and I are looking for a place to crash for a day or two, maybe.
Oh sure, we got a couple of rooms upstairs. How many do you need?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 6 people. I'd say 3 then.
3? I mean, we can do 3 if you want, or if everyone wants a room, I might have to clear out a place in the basement, but I'm happy to fit y'all in.
Well, what's the maximum 3 rooms you've got without clearing space?
Well, I got 1 double bed and 2 with 2 singles, so depends on if any of you want to share.
Right. Fair enough. Well, in that case, we might have to clear space. Give me a moment. I'll see what the group wants to do.
Yeah, no problem. You want something to drink while I'm here, and I can rustle something up for you guys?
Definitely. What have you got on tap at the moment?
At the moment, well, it depends what you want to drink, but if you're specifically looking for a really good beer, we got the Draconic Sailor.
Any good spirits in lately?
I mean, they're doing pretty well over at the. Give me a second, because I can't remember my own business names. What is the name? Over at the Spyglass, I've made a really good gin if you want some. The Poisonous Flute.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. You want them? What do you want them mixed with?
Surprise me.
All righty. You know how well that works out, but all right. I'm happy to do that for you.
Of course.
If you're hungry, I'll also send out, some snacks and stuff. Gotta line the stomach. Pats himself on the stomach.
That's very fair. I'll see what our friends are doing before looking into food.
All right. I'll ask Ishri to bring them over for you. 6, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. And he staggers off, hefts up the keg again, and kind of wanders behind the bar.
Alright, I will return back to the group. So he has a double bedroom and 2 single bed rooms. That's what we have available. So unless people feel like stacking up, we may have to split locations.
I don't really care. I just pull out my swag and sleep wherever.
Alright, if you've got a swag there, then we might be able to turn one of the single beds into a double room to accommodate 2.
Well, just for clarification, it's 2 rooms with single beds and then just 1 room
With a double, yes.
with a double bed.
Yeah, so 1 single bed per
No.
room
No.
of those 2 rooms.
No,
2
single
rooms
beds.
with 2 single beds. So
Oh,
4
so
beds in total.
Both of the single bed rooms have two beds each.
Yes. And
Yeah,
then
it's
there's
so
1
two.
room with a double.
Okay.
Who would want to share the double bed room?
I don't care about sharing, so
Well, perhaps then you and Valkor could bunk up.
Rick?
Yeah, you and Rick seem rather close.
Rick, not Valkor.
I told you my secret name.
you know that.
Yeah, Rick, are you fine taking up the double?
Sure, he doesn't take up much room.
Alright. That leaves the 2 single bedrooms.
Well, as you two already seem to know each other quite well, I suppose you can share, and I'll share with the prof.
Yeah, sounds like a
Who
good
is remarkably quiet and staring around. Tail twitching.
Is there like a light that's moving across the wall that he's just staring at?
There are several fairies that are flittering around at head height that he seems to be watching intently. So, as you look around, Breeze, you notice that there is a a gentleman. He's about 5'7", seems to be wandering towards you. He seems to have a large purple and dark purple and pink hat on that's covered in spots. And you realise very quickly that this is a Myconid who is carrying a large black tray with 6 glasses towards you in it, on top of it, that seems to have some kind of like glowing luminescent kind of turquoise drink. As Ishiri comes over.
I thought you were describing a pimp.
He comes over. Sorry, the pimp thing going.
Purple hat with like spots, and all he needs is like a huge oversized fur coat. And I was like, he's approaching Breeze. That's rather offensive.
He comes over.
Damn.
He comes over with a flourish. He brings the tray down in front of himself. Well, howdy y'all. How you doing? I have some gin sent over for you by Vyman. So
On the house. Yeah. I look and I smile at the barman, like as though we just got free drinks.
Oh yeah. Well, we Vyman likes taking care of old friends, so this lot is for you guys. He's mixed it up with a bit of his own secret recipe. So good start to the night. Obviously, it's not too liquid because we want you to get absolutely munted on the pub crawl. Because let's be honest, that's the only reason that we continue to run these things, and why we start off early in the night too, because we don't want to deal with the mess later.
Yeah, got the pre.
Well, we'll be coming back here later, so
what you do in your own room is your own problem, and that's why we have cleaning fees, isn't it?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, well, we should be going. I'm gonna down my drink and just stand up and say, should we head off? Should we get a taxi?
The drink, it has a lovely burst. The gin itself, the gin itself is actually made from some kind of lemon peel. So it's kind of got this really nice citrusy hit. It's a little bit tart, and the turquoise syrup that it seems to be mixed with, it's got obviously some kind of soda water or whatnot, but it's almost got like a passion fruity note to it. But as you drink it, you notice that there's a bit of a swirl of like a shimmery kind of substance that seems to morph and swirl. I don't know if you've seen like drink shimmers that seem to be really popular these days, putting in drinks to make it swirl and look like a potion. But yeah, so it tastes a bit citrusy, a bit passion fruity. It's really nice.
Question. The tankard of sobriety I have, can it be like a instead of an actual tankard, like a coffee cup that has a lid on it, so I can just put it in there and just take it on the go?
A thermos.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like a thermos.
you can have a keep cup if you like. Also, Hasa, thanks to Evil One, you get inspiration. So for the session, woo!
So
Then
Crisis has a
I
sippy cup.
Crisis has a sippy cup.
I will put the alcoholic beverage in the sippy cup.
Okay, you put it into your sippy cup. Did you rinse it out after you used it last time?
Oh,
I haven't used it yet.
Are you saying you've never, ever, ever used it in the 2 days you were on the ferry?
Correct, because Crisis doesn't drink that often. That's why he has a tankard of sobriety.
I call it lies. Why else would you have a tankard of sobriety? But okay.
So he could drink the fancy drinks that taste good without getting drunk.
Okay, so you pour your drink in. It fills it about a third of the way. It's not a particularly large drink. So
I said it was a shot because I just downed it down.
I mean, it is. I will say it is in a short tumbler. So you know how in movies they kind of slug back their large pour of whiskey they do in the short bowl. So yeah. Kind of like that.
Also
Yeah,
put it in there.
I'm tough and edgy.
Exactly.
I am not. I am soft and round.
So you pour it in with you screw the cap on.
I squint.
Oh, I don't like the effects of alcohol that much.
Oh,
You don't want the guy with the gun
that's-
getting drunk.
wait. So this keeps you sober somehow?
Keeps me sober as a stone.
Well, that's against the spirit of the entire evening. So I'll
No,
accept
no,
it for
no,
this
no,
first drink.
no. The entire evening is about drinking. The entire evening is not about getting drunk.
You should at least have some drinks.
Nah,
Out.
it's a personal reason.
We can discuss it later.
Right.
Yeah, let's down these and get going. We need to stash our gear and get a move on.
Okay. So you make your way over to Vyman. Vyman's like, so, you want those rooms or you gonna go somewhere else?
I think we have agreed that we'll take the rooms, yes.
Alright. Well, the rooms for a night. Yeah, I mean, you're an old friend, so I'm happy to say 2 silver each.
I'm happy to cover that.
Alright,
Well, I'll get the next rooms. Thank you.
no problems. He hands over 3 keys, takes the money from you, hands you over a paper menu to take up. Room service is open till 3 a.m. Just letting you know, just in case.
Perfect. And clarifying, that's 3. How much was it? 3 silver?
2 silver a room, so
2
in total
silver a room
6.
per night.
Yeah. Normally it's 3, but he's giving you a silver discount.
Okay. And turns back to the group. How long are we planning on sticking around again? 1 or 2 nights, or just 1 night, or?
Just the one night.
Yeah, we gotta head off and check this location
Right.
for this guy.
I go where the wind
Sounds
takes
good.
me. So yeah.
No problems. I'll hand over the 6 and take the keys.
Alright, well, just head over to... I mean, I shouldn't have to explain it to you, but... at the back of the room there, you'll notice a staircase. That'll take you upstairs. Your room should be... pretty sure they're like... Go down the corridor, turn right. They're the ones around the corner kind of thing.
Alright, no problems. I'm sure if we get lost, we'll find it eventually.
Oh, well, or you'll do what some of the people do around here, because they're uni students. A lot of them just crawl around and knock on doors until someone doesn't answer, and if their key works, then, well, they let themselves in.
That works. Alright, thank you
Does
very
that
much.
work?
It does. We'll see you hopefully this afternoon. Well, later this afternoon, tonight.
Yeah, I'll see you when you get back. I'm assuming you're starting here.
Yes, preferably, but we have a little bit of work to do.
Preferably. Well, I hope you get back before this keg's empty. Hopefully. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Alright.
Alright.
Get out of here.
Alright, I will turn back to the group. Ready to go.
As we're walking and just putting our stuff in our room, I'll be like, "Oh, so he's an old friend of yours."
Yes, I used to study here in the city. This is one of the primary locations I would get bored in when I was not in the university itself.
It's also close, so drinking.
Yes.
Other places?
I missed that, sorry.
Sebastian just muttered, or other places?
He seems
Yes.
nice.
He is very nice, very welcoming, friendly, and accommodating when people are looking for a getaway. Alright, we've got the Wakwak hat.
Everyone stands there awkwardly looking at each other, holding their keys, like, okay.
We go and locate our place, we put away any stuff we don't need, and then we go.
Yep, you put
Okay.
away stuff that you were carrying.
Rick tucks his t-shirt into his coat.
Like a little banner sticking out, or you actually sticking in a pocket.
There's an inside pocket there. Just
Okay,
stuff it in there.
stuffing it in. Okay, so you store all of your stuff, and after a few minutes, you make your way back out. Start weaving your way through the very loud, raucous students. You're pretty sure in the 10 minutes you were upstairs stashing your stuff, the number of students in here has grown exponentially. There seems to be at least 10% more students in here. So, some of the smaller inhabitants are lining some of the upper windowsills and things like this because they are significantly smaller to avoid being crushed and things like this. So, but you make your way back out to the street. You can see that there is a number of cars and carts. It is an amalgamation of technology. While this is a material, for those of you who live here in Fayawea, should I say, you do know that Corkwood is what is referred to as a material run town, i.e. the founders of this town were born of the material plane. So it does seem to have some of the newer technologies like the ether-powered car vehicles and things like this, motorcycles, cars and things like this, the carriages that move around, basically your trams or things like that, carriage cars, as well as the Fae that do live here, who are happy to live in proximity of people who came from the material plane about 1,000 years ago, but they're kind of still stuck in their ways. You're seeing horse-drawn carts and the like, as well as, you know, some people who can fly, obviously with the Aarakocra and things like this. You do the Opterans, the Owlins, they do kind of flutter up, and a lot of them tend to seemingly use the upper walkways or flitting between them, so they don't have to kind of wend their way around areas. So you make your way out onto the sidewalk. There is a number of people who are making their way home. Hearing how loud it is inside the Billy Goat Tavern, you do notice that several of the young professionals who are wearing like t-shirts tucked into slacks and things like this, they have lanyards around their neck. On their black t-shirt, you do notice on the left-hand side where the breast pocket would be, in various coloured letters, the word Gargoogle, which you know is a tech company. These guys kind of help out with tech specialists and things like this. Yeah, they seem to be avoiding the Billy Goat Tavern though. They kind of see it and then they like rapidly back up, kind of veer to the right, heading off in the direction of, let's be honest, anywhere but here. They might stop at the Layflower or head out of the walls to a slightly quieter tavern. So, but yeah, you are standing on the sidewalk of Daylily Terrace outside the Billy Goat. Are you going to flag down essentially the bus, or are you gonna try and get a taxi?
I mean, the tram might be better, right? Because there'll be
Yeah.
less traffic with the tram because it runs on rails.
Not really. Basically vehicles and the trams share the same road.
Buses, yeah.
Well, it's more
It's
likely.
not a tram.
Well, it is a tram. It's hard to explain when obviously trying to explain to people who are not from Australia. But in Melbourne, for example, and I believe Sydney as well, the tram actually shares the road. So they're actually using the same road. The rails actually run on the road, and basically cars have to kind of give way to the trams and stuff like that. So, and this is kind of a similar thing. But yeah, there are buses, there is the tram, there is also, obviously, as I said, taxis, or, you know, whatever the Fae equivalent of Uber is if you really want. I haven't thought of a catchy name for it yet, so it's up to you.
Faber.
Fluber.
We're not calling it Boober, no.
I said Fluber.
Fuber.
Faber.
Fuber.
Wait, did you say booba?
Boober.
No.
Booba.
Did you say
Fluber. Fluber is what I said.
Luba?
Yeah.
We're not calling it flu, right?
I think we should call it
Ugh.
Bluebell.
Can't name shit in this world.
So, with the general, like, either intelligence or wisdom, would we be able to judge which would be the fastest? Like, would it be bus, tram, taxi, walking, or taking the overway bridges?
Honestly, at the moment, taking the overway might actually be faster for you because you don't have to deal with street traffic, basically, waiting for stoplights and things like that.
Yeah, because looking at it, the overway bridge literally leads straight from where we are to the One-Eyed Oak Tavern.
Yep.
Well, guys, it looks like our fastest way of getting to the One-Eyed Oak Tavern would be the overway bridges, from my guess.
Sure. But but let's not walk. Let's use the face scooters.
You know
No,
what?
I-
You know what? For
I
the
have
sake
too
of
much
this,
self-respect,
for the
Max.
sake of this, there is indeed out the front of this tavern because of the area, because of the area it's in. You know what? Yeah, chained up to what appears to be a charging station seems to be pay-as-you-go individual scooters.
And they're allowed on the bridges, so it's perfect. Let's
Yep.
go.
Brilliant idea, Breeze.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
You find them
Thanks,
just
that
dumped
ain't
somewhere out in the
happening.
middle of a field later.
I've never used one of those sorts of things. Is that like a paid?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically,
they're rentable scooters.
rentable.
Usually in the bigger cities and such.
Yeah, but here's
I
the
hate 'em so
catch
much.
22. As you walk over to the dispensing station, you can see that it does want essentially either, for lack of a better word, your credit card information or your tap and go, I
phone.
guess. Your ether,
Did you-
your ether,
did you-
etheric tap and go.
Did you fix my what are they called again? The smartwatches.
Haven't
They're
exactly been
connectors.
given enough.
Did you
time to
affect my
do
EC
so.
yet?
Yeah,
Yes.
no.
Oh.
it's definitely
We haven't
not
even
time.
stepped down since we got here.
Well, you just said that a moment ago to drink that drink. It's okay.
How much?
I just
how much
assumed.
are the scooters, Boo?
They're like a copper an hour roughly.
Right.
God
so
damn.
Can Sebastian tap and go with his phone
Yep.
or ethereal connector?
Yep, you as long as you've got your card all set up. God, I can't believe this is a thing in my world. Well, I would imagine if you have an EC, yeah, you probably have done all of that stuff because who hasn't done that these days?
Ooh,
Well, me,
here's an
IRL.
idea that I will put forward to you, Almighty DM. The library card
I was
gets
gonna say the
charged
library
for
card.
books. while within the walled districts of this
Don't
city.
you?
Would
It is
they allow
platinum.
the library
Money,
card
though?
to automatically charge to
No,
other services?
it doesn't have an
Yeah.
etheric chip in it, so it
Yeah.
doesn't happen like that.
Isn't that the whole point?
I'll,
They scan the card and then they scan the thing. the book?
Yeah,
I'll-
because
I'll
it's
pay
runic
12.
magic.
I'll pay 12 copper for 2 hours on 6 scooters.
No. I'm not getting one.
It's a copper an hour.
Left
Alright,
behind.
Bye. We'll be leaving you behind then.
Oh,
I'll
so you're
try. There's
paying.
more
So
dignity
you're
into
paying.
these.
You're paying for the whole group, then, Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm paying 2 hours for 6 scooters.
Okay. You see the connectors that are tethering 6 of the scooters. Basically, the light on them goes out, and the light to say that the scooter is engaged and ready to be used comes on for 6 of the scooters. They're a lovely bright purple colour.
Of course.
But you don't want one, Crisis.
Just put one under each foot.
Nah, I'm good. Really.
All right. Well, we'll be having fun on these. You get some cardio and then.
I sure will.
Rick puts his hands up next to his head because that's about where the handlebar comes to.
You can lower the handle.
These are adjustable, right?
Yeah, they're adjustable. Because otherwise,
No, I'm easy riding this.
otherwise, Crisis using it, who's got the opposite problem, is going to sit there all hunched over, like trying to hold on to the handlebars.
Big is Crisis.
Crisis is only 6'4". He's not he's not 12 feet, is he?
Oh
Right?
yeah, he's only
Titan
6'4".
Born He's meant to be
He's only
massive.
6'4". You're treating him like he's a giant.
He is a
Well,
giant.
I can be a giant.
I'm offended.
You are a
He's a foot
giant.
taller than me.
I'm offended.
I mean,
if 6'4" is a giant, then I'm offended.
You are a
Sebastian's
giant compared to Rick.
Sebastian is an inch shorter than Crisis, and Chris is like,
That inch makes all the difference.
Yeah, exactly. When you're short, that half an inch makes all the difference. Anyway,
Yeah,
you go over to
5'11"
scooters. They
versus
are
6'8".
adjustable. You can move the
Yeah, exactly.
handlebars up and down as need be.
So here's the real question: what is the speed of these electric scooters?
They get to a really nice 20k an hour. I don't know what that is in miles.
About 20k.
You would have to
25.
essentially you'd have to be sprinting to keep up with them. I've been on one at max speed. You'd have to sprint.
Okay.
I mean, sprinting
walk
at
and
20,
take my time.
sprinting at 20Ks for like more than 10 seconds is like you'd be faster than Usain Bolt and have 20,000 times the amount of endurance.
Yeah, no, 20k might be a bit of an exaggeration, but
In-
all I know is
in
on a
my-
normal person, they would have to sprint to keep
In
up.
my
Take
brain,
the scooter.
in my
Come on.
brain, all I can see is Crisis going, yeah, I can do this. Does it for like a max of maybe a minute. Then we do like a cut screen to all of a sudden standing there just, nee.
Exactly.
Oh no, I'm not trying to keep up. I'm just gonna walk.
Okay.
All right.
The rest
Split
of...
the
I
pie.
take the
Split the
accessible.
pie.
Okay,
I
do
take
that.
the accessible. I take the accessible ramp up to the tree bridges. Yeah.
Yep, you go up
Have
to the...
we had 10 minutes to get like a short rest in? Since we've been doing a lot of just tavern stuff.
I would say,
it's
yeah,
stop.
you would have 10 minutes, yeah.
Good.
Good. Bloody
Good.
warlocks needing their spell slots back. Jesus Christ.
And
Anyway,
yeah, in case you weren't aware, we all have dark vision.
so you make your way up to the skyways and you start weaving your way along the skyways at a decent speed, very quickly leaving Crisis behind. You don't know where Bao went. He peeled off at some point and vanished. You don't question it. You assume he'll find you again later.
Bao grabbed 2 scooters, 1 for each foot, and just zoom off in the opposite
Yeah.
direction.
Sure, we'll make that's what he did. So
I love that we make each other's characters do the dumbest things when they're not here.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna come back to Bao hanging upside down from our branch.
Well, I
while
do-
Two scooters are embedded halfway up a tree.
well, my instruction from Tyrant Dungeon was that Bao just disappears at some point. So for the course of this. So you don't know where he went, but you assume he's getting into trouble somewhere. Either way, not your circus, not your monkey right now. So you quickly make your way. You manage it because you're going via the skyways. It probably only takes you about 10-15 minutes. Crisis, it's going to take you maybe that good 30 minutes. No, actually it'd be even less. Probably about 20 minutes because it's via the skyway, so you're not actually having to weave your way around trees and buildings and stuff like this. So
I'm just taking in the sights and seeing what the city has to offer.
it is a bustling metropolis that has a slightly country feel to it, which is the weirdest sensation to you, Crisis, as you're wandering through. But you're watching people walking along the sidewalk, chatting away, mothers pushing prams, the mix of technology. Where you're from, you don't so much see the horses and carts anymore. It's almost unused technology now because the plane of Enthalemere is more technologically advanced, and also a lot of the races there are shorter lived, so technology moves a lot faster. So seeing the mix of horses and carts and things like that brings almost a sense of nostalgia to you. Something about it kind of makes you feel a sense of wistfulness and longing, like an old man thinking about the good old days.
All right.
All right. And the other thing that you kind of notice as well is if a place could seem like it's just, it takes you a minute, but it's this lack of an oppressive air to it. The people here seem to be walking around unhindered. They don't seem to be kind of hurrying like they have places to go, or they're worried about being caught out on the streets. There's no fear to this place that seems very reminiscent of where you are from. And so you just kind of enjoy the cooling night air as the sun very quickly dips behind the tree line, because these trees are really big. So as you are walking along, the glow of streetlights and the streetlights that illuminate the walkway start to come on. And you notice the darting of fireflies and glowworms around the place, as well as bioluminescent fungi and things like this that are growing off of the branches of trees or the sides of buildings and stuff like this start to light up the place, kind of making it seem to come to life in an almost carnival-like way, which is very different to the harsh neons that seem to light up the city streets where you're from.
The idea of people being able just to go out and laugh and be happy all the time fills Crisis both with an immense sadness, but also a very sharp sense of anger.
So as you see your way to the one-eyed oak, people giving you a wide berth because it seems to be your annoyance and frustration seems to be rolling off you like a cloak. Meanwhile, up ahead, just like the proverbial teenagers on scooters annoying people.
I'd like to do a trick.
Shy, bye.
It looks like the opening of the banana splits.
You zip your way through the one-eyed oak, and you arrive relatively quickly. You can see that there is indeed a place that you can kind of park the scooters out the front, like reattaching them so that no one can take them. Obviously your timers are still ticking, but you know they have more scooters out the front there. And you make your way down to what appears to be a large, almost shed-like building. It's kind of got a warehouse look to it. It's very industrial. The walls seem to be made of exposed brick. The ceiling from the outside has this black matte paint to it. And you can kind of see these... the front entrance that you can see it flashing between an eye, like the knot in an oak tree, flashing between an oak tree and the eye lighting up like a knot, and just next to it in this kind of etheric neon, in like a greenish color, you just see OEO, which is the initials of the one-eyed oak, obviously.
Coming to a stop outside the one-eyed oak with the scooter, I'd like to do like a flip with the scooter thing.
A flip, or like spin it around?
Well, like flip the scooter, but in like a cool way. So obviously I can't like flip my entire body, but like flip the scooter and like strike a pose and just look cool.
Okay, roll me performance.
All right, on the lead up, they're gonna hear Sebastian go, "Mugdog, so I can use borrowed knowledge.
Yep.
Rick just lets out a...
Damn, I look cool.
Yeah, it's like this breeze gusts through the trees for a moment. Sebastian's head is taken by the wind.
Oh no,
some,
breathe.
some of the fireflies are caught in the wind and kind of like give him this sparkle as he comes across as he pulls this pose. Hello, Spinner.
The fireflies reflecting off of his sunglasses as he hops off with his pair of awesome Crocs, just looking so cool.
Breeze, you don't know how he does it, but he's making those Crocs look kind of cool. Maybe.
I think he's looking cool despite the Crocs.
Yeah, there you go. Despite the Crocs, that's the one.
They are looking particularly pristine and white tonight in the firefly glow. But yes, you managed to perfectly
My brain
land
just
your...
edits them out.
They don't exist. He doesn't have feet right now. And yes, so you park it, you connect your scooters, and you make your way down to the entranceway. There is no door currently. It's normally a glass door, but it's already open. You can see that the polished concrete floors here. The actual feel of this place, the whole demeanor kind of this place, you get the impression that this area is a bit more for your business professionals and things like this. You see several people standing around in kind of your suits and ties and things like this. There are a couple of like fashionable people who clearly work in the clothing industries that are wearing various glamour weave fabrics and stuff. And you can tell kind of because their clothing has this kind of shimmer to it that every now and then it's almost like it's an iridescent kind of fabric, but it's kind of working in a way that's completely unnatural to where the light source is coming from or the movement source. So you notice that like the patterns are shifting, but there's one woman there who's got what appears to be a black trench coat on, but you just notice this superimposed almost glossy texture to it that seems to be changing the different textures and whatnot, sitting around in booths that appear to be large, really large oak barrels that have been cut open and have tables and whatnot in between it. So
I don't mean to harp on about it, but does my 27 performance carry on to these fashionistas that see Sebastian walking in?
You have you have garnered the attention of several of the socialites of the area who seem to be muttering and tittering amongst themselves. You do seem to be turning some heads, Sebastian, as they take in your rather unusual aesthetic. It is very unlike the fashions that they're wearing. Their trench coats are cinched in with large belts with rather large metallic buckles. They're kind of angular shoulder pads and things like this. You almost look too casual for this place, but somehow you're managing to make it look really cool.
All right, I've completed my campaign aspiration. I made Crocs look like the best fucking fashion ever, so I'm good. See you guys next week.
He's almost as cool as Vimen.
So you make your way into the One-Eyed Oak, people kind of sitting around. You kind of scan your eye over the crowd, just looking at the dimly lit tables and whatnot, seeing if you can find a gentleman that fits the description of a jade dwarf, which means you're looking for a gentleman that has a kind of greenish hued skin. He would kind of look muddy and brown under the orange lighting of this place, but his hair will be like a darker shade of green. His face will be like his skin will be a greenish hue. Obviously, being a dwarf, he's going to be shorter statured, quite stocky, but being one of the gem or earth dwarves, you'll know that he should have rather angular features, like he's almost been carved from the stones himself. So, and you're kind of glancing around. So anyone who would like to can roll me a perception to see if you're noticing the individual in question.
Were any of us given the description of this character beyond Crisis and Rick?
Well, even Crisis and Rick didn't really ask. They were just told his name is Anthel, and he is a jade dwarf, retired adventurer.
But I know what jade dwarfs look like, right? So
Yeah.
I would have.
Which is why I mentioned the description. You'd
With
have
my massive 5 perception check, I've nailed it probably.
I mean, Breeze, this place seems fashionable, but in a
Corporate way?
well, fashionable in a way that seems very. It's not like a court fashion, which you're used to very much court fashion. This seems like the difference between, like a Milan Fashion Week, which is kind of, you're used to the very
I'm
kind of.
Paris Fashion Week. This is Milan.
I was going to say more like a Burberry fashion show as opposed to like walking around the areas of Japan that have they're very I can't think of the word right now.
Harajuku.
Yeah, instead of walking around Harajuku, which is kind of what you're used to walking around, this is very much Burberry Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week kind of thing.
So I'm Tokyo Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Okay. Nailed it. We've got it. We've got it, guys.
Which makes it look classy and sleek, and like their hair, like a lot of these women, their hair is pulled back in the very sleeked back high ponytail. So you're very taken with that. Sebastian, as you kind of look around, you kind of spot several dwarves and things like this, but none that seem to kind of fit the description of like a jade dwarf. Not only that, you have noticed that a couple of people are just taking photos of you on their ECs. Just one goes so far. You watch a very tiny little cockade that seems to have rather large eyes, rather large ears, only standing about Rick's height, comes up quite close with their EC and takes a photo close up of your Crocs. This cockade is essentially a toy style of cockade, meaning that they are essentially a Chihuahua dog sized person who has come over and unfortunately Spinner Tide Run has already got inspiration today. Is there someone else you'd like to give inspiration to? Because you can only give inspiration to each player once today, so unfortunately, sorry about that.
Double inspiration.
Anyway,
Well, you deserve all the inspiration. So
No.
it's just, yeah.
no, you get to
I
pick.
don't know.
Spinner.
Sebastian and his Crocs. Yeah.
He inspires others though with those Crocs.
Or if you
Inspiring
like, I
much,
can
yeah.
leave it up to a dice roll. DM choice. Okay, dice roll then.
it is.
Make sure I'm rolling on the flattest surface possible because we want it to be fair. So
Flattest surface
1 is
possible.
Rick, 2 is Breeze, 3 would be Bao. Bao is not here. 4 would be Crisis, and 5 would be Sebastian. Rick, you get
And I guess 6 is you.
yeah. Rick, you get inspiration, my friend.
I'm feeling inspired.
I'm feeling inspired. Okay. I think Sebastian's
for
getting.
the photos.
I've already got inspiration from last time.
Well, you still have inspiration.
Yes.
Okay. I will roll again for fairness then. Crisis. Feel inspired,
Yeah.
my friend. In all your rage.
In all my rage. I
I'm
had a bad
inspired
idea.
to murder.
You're not too wrong.
So yes, Sebastian, you do notice several individuals that do look like dwarves. However, yes, you're getting distracted as people are taking photos of you on their EC, and one little Chihuahua cockade that is in what appears to be high-waisted pants for them, which is hilarious. High-waisted pants, suspenders, what appears to be a dark red and dark blue check shirt underneath, and a very, very, very large metallic bow tie. You don't know about the practicality of a metallic bow tie. It looks like it could be taken off and used to decapitate someone, but he seems to think it's fashionable. So, and he is taking a very close-up photo of your Crocs. You can hear him muttering to himself about the alligator resurgence.
Sebastian's just striking his normal cool pose and pretending as if he doesn't even notice.
Rick, you don't notice any of this as you notice a gentleman that could fit the bill of Jade Dwarf. You assume Jade Dwarf just means a green dwarf man. You see him kind of sitting over on his own at the end of the bar, a large bottle of what appears to be dark brown liquid in front of him, just drinking away steadily. You recognize the haunted look of one who has seen some shit.
I'm start heading that way.
Okay. You make your way over.
Is there a spot? Is there a chair next to him that's empty?
Yeah, there are a lot of the fashionable people seem to be giving him a bit of a wide berth. He has waist length dark green hair that seems a bit. It's not exactly matted, but it's very clearly unkempt and not in like a, oh, I've gelled my hair to look this way. His clothes, you would definitely not call his clothes fashionable by any stretch of the imagination, as he seems to be wearing a rather like a khaki coloured puffer jacket over ripped jeans, and he's just got that really haunted look, kind of haunted, kind of half haunted, half pissed off, as you go and sit next to him. He just kind of raises one eyebrow at you, his pale green eyes kind of like roaming over you as he kind of almost assumes that there is a kind of kinship between you and him, because you are definitely not by any stretch of the imagination one of the fashionable types that seem to be using this place for connections.
I'll get the bartender's attention.
A young gnomish gentleman comes over to you. Right, what can I get for you?
What do you got in the way of whiskeys here?
Oh, whiskeys. Oh, unfortunately, we don't got a lot of whiskeys, my friend. We've got a really good apricot brandy or a rum if you want it. Or we've got a couple of beers.
A rum will do, thanks.
All right, one brass meffet. I warn you, it's pretty shit-house molasses rum, but unless you want something a little bit better.
That'll do.
All right. He puts down a glass, scoops up some ice with a glass, puts it in, pours you. It's a shot, but it's slightly on the generous side. All right, that'll be 4 silver.
I'll hand it over.
All right, he takes it and leaves you to your drink.
I'll turn to Dwarf and go,
Even when one's drinking alone, they shouldn't drink alone. Here's to you.
He kind of just lifts his glass and gives a nod in your direction. Swigs it back. All right, like, having a hard night then? Lose some money on the stock market?
I don't know about losing money.
Funny crisis
That's
days.
been one of those days.
One of those days. One of those weeks. One of those years.
Yeah, we just came over on the ferry and we got attacked by sturges.
Gross, flappy bat creatures.
Ugly little suckers.
Should have.
You come across any of those things lately? Is that normal?
Is for today's day and age. No one can do anything about whatever's terrorizing the lake.
Oh.
Suppose it's just part and parcel of the
What's
corruption.
happened at the lake?
You watch as his face goes kind of ashy under the orange light. Mate, I don't want to know. When I tell you, I don't want to know, you don't want to know. Because I don't even want to know. But now I know, and I don't want to know.
Well, I'm actually headed that way. I just want to find out what's going on.
Oh, you didn't, did you?
Yeah, I think I have.
They suckered you in to go have a look at the place.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, sounds like you've been up there. What's it like?
Haunted as fuck.
Haunted? Like in, ghosts?
I don't know if ghost is the right word. Whatever it is, it ain't fucking pretty. I'll tell you that.
So you've seen these things?
I saw the aftermath of what it did up there. What it did to the animals, the creatures, the men.
So it's just this one thing, or?
I don't know. By the time we got there, it was long gone. Just a huge gate. Just swirling black mist and ichor. Ripped up a whole heap of the lake. Just turned it to ash and lava, and kind of figured it was heading north because there's just this black path, everything dead in its wake. Except the things that aren't dead. Well, they fucking should be.
Oh. Can I buy you a drink?
Sure.
Puts his hand up.
Bartender.
He just
Hello.
kind of looks at you, looks at Anthel, just kind of nods, comes over with a glass, fills up his glass with apricot brandy. He kind of looks at you. You want another one?
Yeah, thanks.
Pulls out a new glass, fills it for you.
How much is that in total?
The 2 shots of brandy, you're looking at it at a gold for the 2 shots of brandy.
Hands it over.
He takes it and kind of wanders off, leaving you to your conversation still.
So, were you with anyone
Yeah,
when you went there?
I went with my adventuring party. Yeah, we've been together for, I don't know, 20 years. The Iron Daggers. We thought we were so cool when we came up with that name.
And this thing just wiped him out.
Did something to him.
What do you mean, something? What, did it stab them or tear them apart? Sorry, I don't mean to dig up bad memories. Like I said, I'm heading up that way, and I just want to, be prepared, so to speak. I'm actually going looking for a guy, Bill Lagon. You didn't happen to pass him on the way back or anything, did you?
I tell you what, man, if your friend went up there, there won't be anything left.
Yeah.
If you follow that thing, whatever it was.
And it's huge.
That's the thing. I don't know. We didn't see it coming. There was mist. We saw something come out of the gate. Just giant black fingers, eyes for days. And then it fucking vanished.
Did it go back into the gate or did it come out and leave?
I don't know, man. Then the sound of breaking bones.
I'm sorry, man.
What was
Very
left of
sorry.
my friends. They wandered off into the forest. And then things started dying and screaming.
So that's probably the reason why everything's moving this way, to get away from that thing, I'd say.
Maybe.
Oh, Breeze is gone.
Bye, Breeze. I'm assuming they may be back. I'm hoping they'll be back. We shall see. We love the internet. So,
Look, I'm sorry. Look, I'll leave you to. If you want, I'll leave you be. Otherwise, I'm here to drink with you.
you don't have to, man. If you're having a good night, don't let me bring you down.
Look, if me and my crew over here get the drop on this thing, we'll let you know.
I hope you get the drop on whatever it is. Whatever. Because I don't know, man. I don't know what it was. I don't...
Rick will see him just, almost reliving it in his eyes. He'll go,
It's all good. It's all good. I'll leave you now. Sorry to disturb you.
Look after them, man. They look young. Too young.
Yeah. Let's see how they go.
and I'll clink his drink, skull mine, and I'll hop off and head back to the group.
He swigs back his drink and, like, taps a glass on the bar. Like, another! You get the impression from the bartender that this seems to be a nightly occurrence, as he just kind of comes over and pours it without asking much.
Rick will go back and leave a gold coin on the bar.
The gnome bartender kind of gives you a bit of a nod and a bit of an appreciative kind of like thanks quietly as you leave, and you go back to the group, which doesn't seem to have moved much from the doorway, as Sebastian seems to have attracted some kind of fan club of his footwear.
We're all just idle animating in the corner.
Very shortly, Sebastian, another short individual comes up to you wearing what appears to be a very, very large kind of... The coat they're wearing has what appears to have a hood on it. It seems to be made out of this soft, diaphanous kind of grey velveteen kind of fabric. They have a quite a small face. Again, not very tall. Probably not much taller than Rick. Again, short people. And they're kind of like staring at your shoes with a kind of hungry gleam in their eyes.
I haven't seen shoes like this in a long time. Are they made out of real Crocs?
They have very large, dark eyes, like it's almost all pupil, with very, very, and doesn't seem to have very big eyebrows, but the eyebrows it does have kind of seem to have long, hairy wisps off of it as they kind of just stare at you, blinking just a little too much, Sebastian.
Well, I guess the question I have for you, Bill, is what are Crocs in this world made out of?
Pretty much.
Alligators.
Well, no, Crocs are made of croc. Well, Crocs are made of the same stuff that Crocs are usually made of, which is like a rubberized polymer. I'm
So,
keeping Crocs
may I
as
drop 'em?
Crocs in this situation. They've got that. They've got
Okay.
They do still have the that kind of leather-like texture to them. That seems to be printed into them. But they're shoes, I guess.
Just the standard stuff. Bit of the rubber substance that's going around nowadays, and bit of croc.
As she makes this noise, you can see she's got these two little fangs. There's something kind of aquatic about her. This coat seems to like hang on the ground behind her and have like a bit of a tail to it.
Are you the creator of these shoes?
I wish.
Oh, please tell me he didn't invent the croc, but he made his own crocs.
One of these days, we'll convince them to go back to real alligator skin, and then we can go back hunting them.
She stalks
Well,
off
I just-
like a toddler having a tantrum.
Alrighty then.
You see Rick come over.
Well, Rick, did you get the information you needed?
Yes and no. Looks like we could have a bit of fun when we head up there. Heard there's a large creature killing stuff. People. And could be a possibility why stuff is heading this way to get away from it.
Yeah, it makes sense. Disturbing the ecosystem with enough threat, and eventually things relocate, whether the other locations they move to want them to or not.
I will say though that explanation is delightfully vague.
Well, apparently it just killed his entire party. They didn't even see it.
Oh, lovely. As in
Came out.
camouflage, or
Well, it was apparently foggy and came out of a portal.
So,
Let's just say I
Angel.
don't think it's natural.
and your friend Bill has gone after this thing.
Apparently, well, not my friend, but apparently, yeah.
Rick, I know we accepted to help yourself in crisis, but, well, I'm more of a lover than a fighter, and even the Sturges on the boat gave everybody a hard enough time. I don't believe we could kill something that, by your own explanation, killed that man's whole adventuring body.
well,
Yeah,
we
no,
already
that's
start
understandable.
off with more information than they did.
Well, my suggestion is getting a wide berth and try to find Bill separately from this creature and leave it up to the professionals. Fortunately, I've not seen Crisis in action, but with everybody else, well, everybody did fantastic, but not giant death creature killing experienced adventures. Fantastic.
Look, you don't have to come, but yeah, I've taken the job to find this guy, so yeah, I'm obligated to go.
Yeah, I'm happy to tag along to find the guy. We don't have to fight the creature unless the guy turns out to be the creature, or the creature is holding him hostage or something. Who knows?
Yes, Rick, the Bastard Sons did say that they would help you guys out.
Well, that's appreciated.
Title pending. All right.
Well, we've
we
got
have-
what we came for, and we might as well head back, and you guys can go on out on your pub crawl.
Oh no! We think of it as a team building exercise. You got to tag along, my friend.
Oh, I'm going.
be a bit slow to get back to the other tavern. Breeze here seems to be off in her own little world, and she was the one most excited about said pub crawl.
I mean, we still have to wait for Crisis to catch up anyway, so...
No, we don't. We just head back and tell him to turn around.
I assumed, yes, we were going to meet him halfway.
Assuming he went the right direction.
I do love the fact that you guys are going to be getting on your scooters to get back just as Crisis arrives.
You have a way of contacting him. He gave you a thing.
Gave you a thing?
Yeah, the two-way radio. And yes,
Yeah.
we're aware. Damn meta pigeon.
Well, Haas is aware. Sebastian's acutely aware that nobody else in this group has a phone.
Alright, well, we have ways of communicating with him. He gave me a little radio thingy, but, yeah. Well, if we're done here, we can just head straight back, I guess.
Crisis wasn't too enthused about the pub crawl himself, so perhaps he'll spend a bit of extra time here gathering information, Rick.
Possibly.
Good luck.
Hey, do any of you have any, thought to detecting spells or anything? If a dwarven friend doesn't feel morally obligated, or at least is too shit scared to help provide information further than what he has, maybe one of us could ask him more questions while the other checks his brain? That might give us a bit more direct information about this thing.
You don't believe he was entirely forthcoming with Rick?
Well, it's not that I think he's lying. I think that if someone is traumatized about an event, usually they don't divulge every single bit of information because they're too busy being shell-shocked.
You think he's blocking it out?
Yeah, repressing it. There could be a chance that there's information that he did not tell us, or could not tell us.
Yeah. That line of work's not up my alley, sorry.
You have this kind of magic, Hasa?
I mean, I know it exists, but I don't have it on me right now. We could probably go to a shop and get a scroll for it or something. I could probably find one there.
Well, we are somewhat strapped for time, so unless the associated store was within spitting distance of our own journey.
Yeah, fair point. Are there any magic scroll shops or associated type of stores?
Not that sell scrolls and things like that, unfortunately. Just having a think.
Do you really want to spend money on that?
There
What
would
if he
be one
has no
outside of the
idea?
walls. Arcana Core, outside of the walls probably does. Out in Cottonwood.
Well, even if we don't go for it tonight, it would still be a good idea to grab that and check back with him in the morning. And I personally do think it would be worth spending the money on, because after we've purchased the scroll, I can convert it into a repeatable formula. Well, so basically paying it once, and then I get to use it however many times I wish.
That sounds okay then.
Yeah, being able to detect someone's thoughts can be useful, and if we plan on traveling like this in the future, could definitely come in handy. So you said there was the shop outside.
Mm-hmm. Arcana Core
Arcana Core.
in Cottonwood.
Oh, there it is. Okay. from memory, there is not really any stores like that on our current path, so perhaps it must just wait until the morning. Then we can go and see what they have for sale, if they have the one we want. I would not be opposed to picking it up if we have the money.
Do you have the money?
I don't know how much they're going to charge us, so I don't know if we have the money. As I go back through my information. But for the time being, if we're done here...
Let's head back.
Alright. So we'll get out the two-way radio thing. Crisis, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
We're all done with information gathering. We're heading back to the Billy Goat.
Right. I say this as I'm about to open the door for the Billy Goat. I start power walking away in the other direction. I took the scenic route, so it's a good thing y'all wrapped up as you did.
No worries. We will catch up to you.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Alright.
Should I suggest, Boo, that we take our mid-session break just to give
Yep.
May a possible chance to finish up her work?
Exactly. So that's fine. Because you guys are just going to be making your way back to the tavern anyway. So we will take a quick 5-minute break and we will see you all back here in about 5 minutes. See you then.
You let me used to run and play. Look at all the mess we made. Guess I never know where it went wrong. Sometimes I feel like all that's sad, 'cause viral then people forget. In this crazy world I don't belong. I see fire burning, but I close my eyes. I'd rather deny that. Everything is falling out of place. I see trees ripped from the ground, but nobody makes a sound. I see fire burning, but I'm fine. No, I'm nobody. We are not alone. There's more to life than this. Show me what you know. Take me to that place. I'm stuck within these walls. I need a quick escape. You know where I can go. Take me to that place.
Okay. I think hopefully everybody's coming back, or we'll be back shortly. So 5-minute break. I know that May will rejoin us when they are able to. So just wait and see for everybody. Just wait to see who's back. I think we're just waiting for Crisis and Sebastian. But to quickly recap for the first half of the session, the party has joined the pub crawl, and we'll be going back to join up with that. And they employed the use of some ether scooters to quickly, e-scooters, to make their way across to the One-Eyed Oak Tavern, where they met with Anthor, the Jade Dwarf adventurer, who gave them some very, very worrying information about what might have appeared out of the what appears to be some kind of gate out by the lake, over by the lake. The lake itself is called, it is to the northeast, and it is called the, if I can read this, the Bronagalech Lake. So heading out in that direction, and there is apparently something in the Crun Glen that has emerged and is destroying adventurers, destroying wildlife, destroying the actual local fauna and flora of the area as well. So seemingly heading to the north, through the Crun Glen mountain ranges here and whatnot. So yeah, so I believe that's where we're kind of at with that. Is there anything else anyone thinks should be shared? Maybe? Nope. Okay.
Think of?
Crisis and Sebastian back, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got Crisis.
Yeah.
We've got Harsa.
Yep. Looks like Sebastian's muted and deafened.
Ah. I'll just have to wait a minute. During the break, by the way, to everyone who has given inspiration, given money, taken money from the adventurers, thank you so much. We appreciate your participation. For anyone who was wondering about the channel points and how and when to use them for the in-game rewards and things like this, basically once per session every character can be affected. At this stage you can give inspiration to any one player character. Obviously if that particular player character already has inspiration that they have not used, you can choose somebody else, or we can roll for it. Otherwise, yeah, we can just kind of once the inspiration is given, it will have to be on cooldown until somebody uses their inspiration. When giving and taking gold, you can only give and take gold from each player once per session. So no multiple stealing from the same person or anything like that. So and it's just a nice way to bless or bane the adventurers on their party and the party as they go. So yeah.
That actually might be a cool idea, bless or bane.
Well, that was something as well. I didn't want to do anything that was particularly that would particularly mess with the party too much, just because I figured that it's one of the reasons why I didn't want to kind of do like a chaos or like a chaos roll or anything like that, just because if it's used at the wrong time, it might be not necessarily be a good thing for the party where you guys want to go plan and things like that. So it might be something that is implemented later in the campaign if that's something that interests people, I guess. So yes. But yeah, so if there is any additional potential channel rewards or things like that that you think might be useful or the party might find useful, or you know that isn't going to hinder them or bless them too much, you know, that is always welcome. You can leave messages for me on my YouTube channel, which is Boomeadow, or on my Twitter, which is Blueberry Meadows. So you can find me over on there if you want to communicate with me. Otherwise, you can catch my streams most days of the week. I'm running at the moment Tuesday and Thursday morning. I am running game streams, running Lost in Random and Tinykin, and on Wednesdays on an alternating roster at the moment. Once a fortnight it'll be in the mornings, and once a fortnight it'll be in the evenings for a bit of a longer stream, doing the map building just until I get some of my work out of the way, just because I have a number of projects that I'm currently working on. Otherwise, yeah, you can also catch other players. Some of the other players, they also stream. Valcor streams occasionally. You know, it's kind of a blink and you'll miss it, but they do indeed stream. You can also occasionally, Tide Runner does stream as well, I believe, very occasionally. And so does Tyrant Dungeon if you want to catch them. You should be able to find all of their information down below if you are interested. So, yes. Do we have everybody back? Sebastian?
Present.
Yep, I'm back.
Present. Everybody's present. Cool. Everybody's back. Okay, cool. So, we're still just waiting for May, but May will join us when they are able. So,
before we set off,
yes.
that's where I guess getting the scooters again inside of Haas's mind. He'll hear Sebastian speaking to him, and I'm also going to extend this to Haas's character with Mind Link.
Yep.
Haasa. Speaking to you within your mind, you can speak back by thinking it.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know, since this might be something you already understand, or perhaps would, at the very least, you're the one I can trust this kind of information, but I wouldn't worry about the ability to read getting scrolls and learning magic to read someone's mind. Being that I'm a Kalishtar, as an extension of this sort of ability, I do have the ability myself to read others' minds, should I so choose. The reason for telling you this quietly is, as you might imagine, having a traveling companion who you've learned is capable of intruding upon your thoughts at their own whim isn't exactly a very comforting thought. And I'd rather
I
not
can
share
understand.
that detail, as not to sow any more mistrust than I have to.
Yeah, that's understandable. Fair enough. Well, um, I'm going to suggest we check back with him in the morning. Maybe put that into use next time we chat with him.
I will, if it's necessary. I, as you might imagine, don't quite like using that on non-psychic races. As you can imagine, while a violation of the body is a reprehensible crime, violation of the mind is, at least perhaps to me, more reprehensible. So, at times I'd like to avoid using it when I can.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well then, glad I can trust you with this, Hasa. Don't let me down on it.
Of course. Go and collect scooters.
You get on the scooters and you start to head back to the Billy Goat Tavern. It doesn't take you long, and you can see the purple and red. What exactly? It's not a cloak, is it, Crisis?
No, it's not.
What is
It's
the thing
a-
that's hanging from your back?
It's not hanging from my back. It's hanging from my waist. It's a, I guess for lack of better words, like a waist cape or something like that.
A waist cape?
I don't know, like a half waist skirt
Okay.
that.
Either way, it's bright red and bright purple, and it's hanging from your waist. You see the tall form of Crisis ahead of you, walking rapidly away in the opposite direction.
Just zip past. Hi bye.
Real quick, from the little tour guide map that I have, does it tell me what are the nearby stores are?
The nearby
From-
stores,
Yeah,
as
from
you're
where I'm
heading
at.
back. You would be walking above the theatre. There aren't actually a lot of stores on your way back.
Okay.
Yeah, there aren't actually a lot of stores on your way back, unfortunately. A lot of guardhouses, though. However, there are a couple of places, runesmiths and things like this, as you get back towards the Billy Goat Tavern and the university. There's a runesmith, there is a brothel, there's a cafe, there's obviously a tavern, and obviously there's like an armory as well. An armorer. So, yeah.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. But I will continue back to the tavern.
Okay. You keep walking slowly in the direction back towards the tavern. And yes, does everyone on the scooters tear past Crisis, or are you going to? Is anyone going to stop and talk?
Rick will stop and talk.
Okay. You hear boop, 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 boop. As Rick kind of like slows to a crawl next to you.
We didn't
How,
get much
detective?
information out. We didn't get much information out of him.
Oh, I thought you'd been the one perfect for this kind of task. What did you get out of him?
Well, I think he's blanking. Either blanking a lot of it out, or the conditions he didn't get to see it. But apparently, it came out of a portal, and started decimating everything around it. He hasn't seen Bill, but he reckons if he's headed that way, then he may not still be alive.
Yeah. All right. Let's fuck. We still got to go out there and find him, dead or alive.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't find out more.
It is what it is. Any wild guesses as to what you think may be going on?
Not really. I'm not familiar with the Feywild. I don't know if that's a natural thing or not.
Yeah, talk about the fucking gummy bears and gummy worms out in the forest bothering people.
For all I know, it could be a natural creature here.
Right. Speaking of here, have you just like taken a moment just to look around? Now, I mean, just really just look around.
It's different here.
It is, and it makes me angry because
Why?
this is the other side of the coin, right? Our lands, yeah, sure, we understand them and we think they're normal, but are they right? The fear we all live in every given moment, is that right? That we have to be scared all the time? Sebastian talks about, oh, none of us have a phone. Do either one of us want a phone that can be tracked or any of that shit? Nah.
But hey,
Nah.
enjoy it while it lasts. It's good not to have someone breathing down your neck every 2 seconds.
Oh, trust. I'll enjoy it, all right.
Yeah. I just hope their reach don't come out here.
They know better than that. They got enough problems as is, trying to corral their own idiots. What makes them think they can overstep their reach out here?
You know what power does to people. They want more of it.
I know. But hey, someone else being an idiot is just an opportunity for people like you and me in different ways. Sometimes you gotta create the opportunity. And, well, I'll make sure to do that at some point.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna look forward to enjoying my time while I'm here.
You do that, Rick.
Yeah,
Cheers
just
to
as
you,
good as a
bud.
holiday. Yeah. Maybe you should, maybe just let go for a bit too.
Oh, I'm all work, good sir. Ain't no relaxing when it comes to me. Even if I wasn't working.
Yeah, even a wound-up spring snaps eventually.
Yeah, but I'm hoping I take out an eye or two when I do.
Okay. Remind me not to be anywhere near you when you do that.
I'll give you forewarning, bud.
Thanks. So you doing this bar crawl thing?
I am trying to not be mean about it because I realize I have been a little bit of an ass. However, I am not a drinker unless it's the sober type. So
But,
I'll be the designated mom of the group for the night.
well,
Make sure everyone gets back to their bunks in
If
one
the-
piece.
if these guys are going to join us, we probably best to learn more about them as much as we can.
Oh, I'll walk around with y'all, but I ain't participating in the drinking.
Okay. Well, then you're on observation duty.
Aren't I always?
Maybe.
In my time with my company, I was always the sober one, so I was always the lookout. But for a guy who doesn't need glasses, sometimes things just pass me by. So yeah, I'm working on that.
Well, we better catch up with everyone.
Yeah, you do that. I'm gonna enjoy the feeling of walking down the street and not getting mad at every paladin I see.
Okay.
And Rick will scoot off.
Goodbye.
You scoot off. You catch up to the rest of them as they are disembarking their scooters, reattaching them to the charging stations. The Billy Goat Tavern is now significantly louder and more raucous than when you left it. You can see dozens upon dozens of these yellow t-shirts, the bandanas, people in bucket hats, people with like full-on face paint, like half their faces painted yellow and stuff like this. You see a couple of girls dressed from head to toe in bright yellow. One of them has hair that's bright yellow, coloured bright yellow and things like this. So, and you can tell as well that the start of this event is now in full swing as you see the bartenders, Vyman and what is your name? I can't remember right now. Vyman and Nashiri wandering around with trays upon trays of shot glasses. The bard, who is standing up on the bar top, has a guitar plugged in to an amp of some description and is singing loudly, like starting off chants and things like this, building people up. She's got quite tan skin, large blue eyes, and you can see her cat-like ears atop her head, swiveling around, like vibing the room. A big, bushy, fox-like tail swishing through the air behind her as she's pointing a microphone in a direction every now and then, like she's playing some music, and then she's like holding out a microphone, and you can hear over the speakers of this place just like people chanting along with the songs that she's kind of starting up, and she's keeping all of the chants like relatively simple. You can really gather the impression she doesn't know much about engineering, so she's just like trying to hype everybody up as the bartenders are bringing around shots of certain things and whatnot. So as you wander in, you see the small Owlin, you see Mylan kind of lock eyes with you and be like, "Hi guys, hi, where are your shirts?"
Harsel will hold his up and then point to the stairs to the rooms.
He just, like, you see two little thumbs go up in the air, you know, just like, yeah! He grabs another shot glass of what appears to be some iridescent yellow liquid, just shot it back. Just slam it down on the ground. Wow! So, Hasa, you go upstairs to get into your yellow engineering pub crawl shirt.
Yep.
What about the rest of you?
I just take it out of my pocket and put it on.
You put it on
Did I
over.
say anything? Did I say anything cool when I was gone?
Unfortunately, no, you didn't say anything.
Oh.
You kind you remarked it. A little selkie woman came over and asked Sebastian if his Crocs were made out of real Crocs, and was very disappointed when they were not.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna go to the room and I'm gonna slightly alter it so it's like a crop top
You can do so.
engineering thing. Okay.
You kind of
Rick just pulls his straight over the top of his trench coat.
Oh no.
do you at least pull the
that's so
collar
lumpy.
out?
Oh yeah, the collar comes out.
Okay, so
It's
you've
just
got the
over
collar popped up the top with the t-shirt over the trench coat. I guess it's a look. You kind of almost look, because of the way the shirt goes over the trench coat and all that kind of stuff, you kind of look kind of buff now. If it wasn't for the trench
Like
coat
those high school
sleeves.
kids who really wanted to wear their hoodies but had to have their uniform visible, so they put their uniform over their hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are very visible right now, Rick. It is very yellow. It is an eye-smarting shade of yellow, this t-shirt you're wearing.
Excellent.
The Myconid bartender Ashiri wanders past you and he's like, "Hey, dude, looking good." And he hands you down what appears to be a vial of some yellowish liquid. "Let's get this party started."
Thanks. Bottoms up.
So they're going around. Vyman and Ashiri are just handing around shot glasses. Sebastian, you get past a bright red one. Kind of smells a bit like cherries. And Breeze and Hasa, you eventually make your way back downstairs after being changing your attire. Breeze, your very quick crop top modification. There are a couple of uni girls who kind of look at your crop top and they're like, "Nice shirt."
Thanks. That's it. That's all I've got to say.
They see you moving towards the group of guys and they're like, they kind of give you a bit of a wary look. "Do you want to hang out with us tonight?"
I mean, we're all gonna hang out with each other, right? We're all gonna get to know each other. I can't wait. Woo!
I just love the fact that, what did we call it? The coin. Is it the coin rat? Just disappears
Yep,
around the corner,
coin rat.
stealing 10
Yep.
gold from Breeze.
Oh no, did something get robbed from me? But I just got 10 gold last session. Please don't take my money.
No.
I'm so poor.
Trust, it happened to me as well.
The coin rat got you, unfortunately. I need a picture of the coin rat at some
Perfectly
point.
balanced.
All in balance.
Is it cropped up?
They're like, "All right, I mean, if you want to, but just, if you need any help, just let us know." They're
Oh, wait,
eyeing-
so these guys look really shady. Like I now I think I pause for a second and I take a step back and I sort of turn around and face my group and then I squint at them.
Well,
And
Sebastian-
I try and judge from an outsider's perspective what they
Sebastian looks like he could fit in because he's about the age of these guys, just like you. You're kind of the age of the students and whatnot. Hasa does look older. I mean, at a stretch, he could be a mature age student, but it is. We have something in Australia called schoolies, and there are older people that do go to it. They're referred to as toolies because they're just hanging around with all the school-age children drinking and partying. So he's got a bit of that look about him. And Rick definitely
have
looks
those at
way
uni,
too
yeah.
old to be here.
How do you tell like the age of a raccoon mat? Do they have like grey fur?
I mean, is Rick? Well, you've got the dark grey and the light grey raccoon patterning, but do you have like the salt and peppering of like greying raccoon hairs? Nah.
He dies.
So he looks young.
He dies it. He
If
looks.
you squint really hard, you can see the Zimmer frame begin to appear in front of him.
I mean, how do you tell with a raccoon? But
Yeah.
I mean,
Parsa has also.
he looks too
he's still
jaded
got
to
his
be
hat
here with the
on.
rest
I
of
was gonna
you.
say he goes to black and white when people look at him. Basically, he's the film gets grainy when it pans over to him. So I think that's how. I'm like, oh, this is one of our professors.
It could be. It could be. Eventually, Crisis, you return. You can see that the rest of your party has made their, has all attired themselves in these yellow shirts, including Rick. His is pulled over his trench coat. There is
Looking very unstylish.
looking very unstylish.
Can I hand
I
Crisis?
will.
You will.
Breeze, and I'll put on the hat.
And I hand him a bright purple shot thing, and I say, "This is for your weird flask thing." And I wanted to apologize. If you want to remain sober, that's of course completely understandable.
I appreciate it, and I want to apologize as well. I realize I've been a little bit unpleasant. It ain't anything personal.
You're lovely.
What? Me? Unpleasant? No. Yeah, no, I'm aware it happens. I don't mean for it to happen, and I'm sorry. I ain't trying to be the giant stick in the mud, but,
Well, I'm not trying to be annoying, but, you know.
You're not annoying. I'm just hyper-focused on something right now, and everyone else got to suffer it, so I appreciate you bearing with me.
And I appreciate you bearing with me. So, let's do some team building games, I guess. Woo!
Woo. I'm gonna go put my rifle in my room, and I will be back down.
You carry your loaded gun through a room full of teenagers.
Yeah. Oh, I've been carrying my rifle the entire time we've been in town.
I'm aware.
Ow.
You walk past Hasa. Breeze, as he walked past Hasa, that's the first moment that you notice that Hasa's shirt, you see that there's a giant red line through the word engineering and just alchemy handwritten in black text underneath it.
Are we allowed to do that? Can I cross mine out and put music? No, I
can do it for you if you want.
No, I don't know if that's allowed. I look around. Has any of the other students done that?
No, most of these are 90% of the students here are engineering students.
I thought engineering were just leading the bar crawl, but other students were joining.
Well,
Yeah, from the sounds of things, the Pixies weren't all engineering. One of them
Oh
was
yeah,
pharmaceuticals.
no. The whole point of the shirts, though, are to identify you're all part of the same pub crawl.
Yes.
That's the colouring, because usually the alchemy shirts are green, music is purple. So they have like a uniform colour. So basically people can see you coming en masse as a horde and being like, nope!
Okay. So I'm sure people are making modifications.
Yeah, like
and
you've made a
putting their
modification
own-
by cutting yours short. There are some girls that have like styled theirs a bit differently or sewn extra bits to it, so it's now like a shirt dress. And, you know, there are a few people who have made changes to their clothes. So no one's giving Hasa the stink eye for graffitiing on his.
I also write alchemy on mine.
I'll tell you what, he's going to use prestidigitation to basically make his yellow shirt look like it's tie-dyed with the alchemy green.
As you are doing this, you notice that there are a couple of really tall Furbog students standing in the corner, who are kind of like they see your alchemy written on both of your shirts, and they're like, "Yay!" They kind of start
He lifts the drink.
they're kind of like lumbering their way through the crowd, just like edging past people. Some of the larger myconids, past some of the grove tenders and stuff and like this, and they come over. One of them kind of looks down. One of these furbolgs looks down at you. He's got kind of like an autumn russet coloured hair. His skin has more of an orange tinge to it. He kind of very much looks like he's personifying autumn, and he kind of looks down and he goes, "So, alchemy, huh? What year?"
I've just managed to escape. But
Dude,
I got
you
pulled back
never-
in by this one.
Dude, you never escape alchemy. Alchemy is like in our blood, like literally.
Absolutely. But I figured I'd tag along for these ones, and you can like nudge his breeze.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm first year, so I'm a noob. Oh my god, I'm a fresher. Ah.
oh, so you
know?
decided to come back and be like a TA or something.
Kinda, yeah.
I
He's
mean,
my uncle.
your uncle.
Young
Wait.
uncle. My young uncle. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Man, I didn't know that the great Harses. Yeah, man. Congratulations. I guess your sister had kids.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone with a decent insight will notice that Hasa immediately changes tones at the mention of his sister. Yeah.
Can we?
Yes, there's a noticeable glance from Sebastian to Hasa between, and then to Breeze with a slight little like shake of the head.
Yeah. Like, oh, well, I really hope that you learn a lot from him, man. Like, yeah, I mean, he was like the ducks of his class. Everyone knows. Seriously, there were things he did into his mutagenic studies that people hadn't even considered. I mean, blew the professor's minds. Like, the idea that you could actually, like, do that to your own blood and create, like, extra limbs and stuff. Like, that's insane.
It's experimental. It's I dabble. Everyone does these things. It's not a big
Yeah, but
issue.
man, you were unrestrained. Like, I mean, there was speculation that, I know there was that rumor that you were looking into things that you shouldn't, but I mean, isn't that what science is all about? Like, pushing the boundaries?
Of course,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Exactly. So, man, check us out later. We're going to stop by the greenhouses. We've been formulating some stuff. If you...
Well, ain't no party like an alchemy party, because an alchemy party don't stop.
Exactly.
She learns quick, this one.
Exactly. Yeah, come check us out later. We've managed to formulate some like hangover cures and stuff, because who actually wants to waste time, being laid low? You know what I mean?
Oh, please tell me it's better than that stomach pump they used before.
Oh God, no! Like, no one wants that. Whoever thought that was a good idea? No. We've started to look into like potions and stuff like this, and not just that. It's entirely experimental, of course.
Of course.
I mean, minimal side effects, but
Yeah.
definitely worth it. So, who doesn't need like a fourth eye,
I think they would be very useful.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm gonna go find the rest of our group. Good luck, Miss Weavers.
Have
Whatever.
fun.
Anyway, he heads off.
It's early in the night, but I feel like I've wooed far too much already, and the night's barely started.
I think, perhaps toning down the wooing
I think I
might
should
make
tone down
room
the
for the
work.
drinking.
The Prince of the
Yeah.
As soon as the guy walks away, Hasa's like half smile, jovial behavior drops. All right, if you guys want to keep going, you can. The drinks are already getting to me. I might be deso for this.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It happens. Now these ones, and he kind of like moves over to Crisis and Rick. I take it you are going to take part finally, big man.
I'll flick the cap of the hat. Yeah, taking part by being group mom. I
Oh,
did
I
it
don't know.
professionally for a bunch of gun-toting mercenaries. I think I can tolerate doing it for a bunch of college kids.
I don't know. I think you're missing a little something. I will just
Hit me
have
with it.
Crisis's outerwear, like his whatever jacket or whatever he's got going on.
He has like a
I
I believe
would-
it's like a lumberjack checked shirt, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have taken off the normal like carrier vest that I would wear and just wearing like my regular jeans and a flannel shirt.
Yeah. Hasso will reach into like one of the back pouches of his pack and just sort of flick like a powder over your shirt, and then
Don't you dare.
like ink in water, it slowly changes color as I prestidigitate his shirt to now be checkered in the same yellow that we're all in.
There is a brief period where it passes through piss green and piss yellow, but then it's eventually
Yep.
like a nice like lemon yellow. You look like a traffic cone, my dude.
That's better.
I need you to change it the fuck back right now.
I can fix it after we're done.
I need you to do it right fucking now.
Alright, I'll change it back again.
I barely tolerate the color yellow.
Not a fan of yellow.
For good reason.
Alright, how about this? And he kind of like gestures to the tie-dye green that he's in. Is green better?
I will love green any day of the week. I say this as I'm looking at my green pants and green shirt.
Alright, a little bit different, but we'll go with it. And he'll change the greens to be a bit more vibrant like the alchemy team.
There's some shot through
Thank
of
you.
like fluoro green.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
In fact, how did you do the writing? Is that like also a magic thing, or is that a Sharpie thing?
Oh yeah, no, that was just handmade.
Ah, damn it! I'm trying to write on this shirt.
Yeah, I can't do writing, unfortunately. It's just colors. Piss green. Yeah, no, I mean, I have.
In fact, just put it on the hat, and I'll wait. Haas is like the same size, but I don't need to duck my head. I'll just kind of like stick out my head to him and just put designated mom right here.
Yeah, he will crack out a Sharpie and do that.
Right.
All right.
Designated
Thank you,
mum
thank you,
on the bright yellow hat.
Yeah.
All right.
Is it a baseball cap at least, or is it a bucket hat?
Baseball cap. That is on backwards.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Sebastian, you getting in on this?
He's wearing the bright yellow t-shirt and everything already.
I've got the engineer yellow on, mate.
It's clashing
Okay.
beautifully with his bright red hair.
Any customizations or anything you plan on doing? Or are you sticking with the normals? And he like gestures to the student services folks that are wearing like the factory new one.
As opposed to Rick, who looks like he's wearing a puffer vest
Yeah.
under a t-shirt. Just
I wouldn't worry, Haas, I think I'll be making plenty of modifications by the end of the night, if you catch my drift. Wink, wink.
Absolutely, my friend. Fair enough. All right, now we are ready.
okay. I believe, weren't you? Are you still joining them, or are you retiring for the evening? I love the
Yeah,
fact that this has gone
he's
from pub
joining
crawl.
them, he's just not going to be drinking much.
I love the fact that this went from pub crawl to a group of designated mothers.
I mean, there's only 2 people that aren't planning on... Like, one of us is not drinking at all, the other is not drinking much.
It's great. It's fine. So, anyway, so...
Just Sebastian will...
Right through.
Ruiners Club?
No, Sebastian will lean down to Breeze and give her a little tap on the shoulder, whispering in her ear. It's like, I wouldn't worry about it, Breeze.
Yeah, I know. It's
I'll-
too late.
I'll check up on him later, but it's unfortunate family history.
I should. It's okay. I do this a lot. I do this a lot. I get carried away and I screw things up. So it's okay. Just
Everybody
let's
makes
go.
mis-
We should.
Everybody makes
we should-
mistakes, Breeze. Don't be too hard on yourself. This is a night to have fun, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is cheering underway as you notice that people are starting to trickle out amidst the cheers started by the kitsune at the bar, just starting to lead with the chant of "One-eyed oak, one-eyed oak, one-eyed." You assume that's where you're going next. As Rick climbs on a table and woos amidst two shot glasses in his hand, downing shot after shot.
Oh my god. I like to
gonna be
think
live
that
at the party.
even though he is like majorly enthusiastic right now, he still has the film grain and monochromatic on it.
There are a few kids around him who are like, "Woo! Yeah! Another one! Another one!" Like, and someone in the background starting to count like 5, 6 as Rick's shooting glass after glass. For
I
a
like to
small,
think that the rest of the club is surrounded in like techno music, and then when you get close to him, it's like 1940s bopping music.
Jazz.
Benny Hill music starts up. But yes, so you managed to down a few shots, but you notice that a lot of the people are starting to now move out into the street. They are keeping predominantly to the sidewalk as much as they can. Like, the most you can fit is maybe 2 or 3 across while still letting people pass. But you notice that as you make your way out onto the footpath to head to the One-Eyed Oak, people are like crossing the road to avoid your group. It's like watching a group of soccer hooligans enter the street.
Oh, please tell me we've got those like the plastic horns that they give to people at the footy games. Like those
they're
irritating-
Visavella.
Yep.
Vuvuzela, yeah.
Yep, we got those going. Yeah. And I mean, Hasa, you would know the engineering department do have like a theme song, like every, when they like the unis get together and have like department versus department events, and they have like little chants and stuff like this.
Yeah.
The engineering department's chant is starting up. I can't think of an appropriate one that would be a good thing about it. But yes, the engineering department. Actually, you know what? I get knocked down. It'd be a perfect one.
I get knocked.
But I construct again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nothing's ever going to stop my structural integrity.
That sounds like an engineering core that wouldn't be able to get like syllables correct.
And we hate architects. Fuck them. They don't respect engineers.
So there's chants that people are chanting and stuff, like people are talking and laughing. It's very loud out in the streets and just, vuvuzelas and all this kind of stuff going. You kind of carried along with the flow. And, people are passing back shots of things. You pass the Furbog again, who's like, "Hey!" and hands you a shot of something, as well as Breeze. You find in your hand that you've been passed something that looks kind of leafy green. It kind of looks a bit like a cigar, but a handmade, hand-rolled cigar that's been lit, smoking gently.
She debates whether or not this will make her put her foot in her mouth more or less. Can I roll something for that?
You can certainly roll for bad decisions.
I would like to say. Oh wait. If you roll high on bad decisions, do you do the bad decision, or if you roll low, you do it?
I think if I roll high on the bad decision, I realize it's a bad decision.
I suppose it would be a
roll with
wisdom. It
advantage.
would be a wisdom check.
It's an insight, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
we'll roll an insight. Am I making a bad decision?
I would say roll with advantage because Crisis is there just watching you, giving you a look.
Can I roll with advantage if he's giving me the help action?
I mean, how exactly are you helping Crisis?
I am
It could
giving
be a
her a
dad
look while pointing the designated mom hat at her.
Sebastian's gonna elbow Breeze, but I can drink more than you tonight.
Wait, no, I'm thinking really hard about something. 1 second. I can just start. I'm gonna run it with. Okay,
This seems
I
like a
start smoking.
brilliant
I start
idea.
smoking.
Doesn't matter.
You're on. Oh no.
Before anything too outrageous starts, can I go to the bartender and be like, "Hey, man, do you by chance just have like 6 or 7 water bottles I can just grab real quick?"
Yeah, dude. Like, how many do you need?
6 or 7.
Yeah, sure. That'll be 7 silver.
Yep, no problem. I will pay for the water bottles, and I will just.
You
for
bring the
rest of
vest
night
out
just
again, take out the bombs, put in water bottles.
Did he say anything about me?
Full on bloody pacifier, Vin Diesel.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just carrying the water around with me. It may be a little bit awkward, but my goal is as we are pub crawling through the night. Oh, we're about to leave. All right, cool. Hey, drink some of this water. Like you'll drink half of it or finish it off.
So I will say, as you are deciding on that, Breeze, you take a toke of whatever you have been handed. Rick, you see her smoking something. As you take a bit of a puff, Breeze, just letting you know, just for an interim, you do take a -1 to your wisdom, just for the interim.
Yeah.
It's not permanent. But you do get advantage on strength checks for like 3 hours.
Hell yeah! I'll put that in notes.
However, as the effects start to like wear on you a little bit, you do feel a little skittish and a little your mind is a little bit hazy, a little bit easily confused as you're smoking a bit of the devil weed.
What name does it have in this? Is it actually called devil?
It's called devil weed, yeah.
Okay.
It is a whissen plant that is dried and rolled for smoking like tobacco. It's not particularly addictive either, so.
Guys, I feel strong.
You feel strong, but you feel dumb. Well, you're not really dumb. It's just things seem like a better idea now. So, yeah, you're taking a puff of this. It's great. It's a great time.
I wink at the bartender because I'm making mistakes.
Well, hang on. If it's the same bartender from before, I don't think
The
that's a
Mothman?
mistake.
The
Yeah.
hench Mothman, yeah.
The hench Mothman, yeah.
It's no mistake. What are you talking about?
He kind of looks at you and he's like, hey.
I giggle.
Okay, so you guys head out into the streets. Do you, Rick? Are you looking at it all at the cigar thing that she's smoking?
I pulled mine out and I salute with it.
You pull out your good berry cigar, salute with it.
Yep.
Rick, you feel great.
Keep puffing.
I don't know, Boo, are you trying to hint that it's laced with something?
it's not laced with anything.
Oh.
The devilweed is devilweed, and the goodberry cigar is a cigar made of dried goodberries.
Yep.
That's all it is. So you guys head out into the streets, and you're slowly making your way towards the One-Eyed Oak Tavern. When you start to notice that people seem to be pushing against you a little more, crowding you, almost pressing against you. You can feel that it's getting kind of squishy as people are starting to move away, and that's when you start to notice that there are some people up ahead that initially you thought it was like yelling and cheering, but you start to hear a change to the tone. It's not jovial anymore. It's not like chanting. It's starting to sound more like screaming up ahead.
Uh-oh.
Of all the times to leave my rifle behind.
We're 2 for 2.
Again.
God damn it, Tegan!
Well, I
Rick's
mean, I
gonna-
said this before, but can I make a perception check?
Yeah, you can
Rick's
make
gonna-
it.
Rick's
All
gonna
the
climb a light
times I
pole.
choose to stop sniffing glue.
You can climb the light pole, and you can make perception check.
And I would also like to make a perception check. I feel like I'm about to look like an idiot again. Senses are tingling.
Sebastian, you all you can think, Crisis, is, God damn it, my gun's back in the room. Sebastian,
Fucking responsible adults.
you're kind of looking around, and you can't quite see far enough ahead. There seems to be some large creatures in the street up ahead. Yeah, there seem to be some large creatures in the street up ahead, and it seems to be causing some kind of commotion as people are trying to push and shove to get away from it. You see a whirl of bright colours, but you can't quite catch what it is. However, Rick, you scale in your most raccoon-like way up the pole. Parkour. And you start to realise that you can see ahead of you 2 large birds. They would definitely be categorised as large. You can see that they have these big, sharp-looking yellowish beaks that seem to have like a razor blade across the bottom, but like a sawtooth razor blade. It's got bright feathers to it in blues and greens, and you can see that there are splashes of crimson across their faces. There seems to be 2 or 3 of them and you can tell from the splashes of crimson and the twitching mounds at their feet, they've kind of got their clawed feet on top, and they're kind of like pulling pieces of flesh away, and you can see that most people are trying to get away from this scene, as you see these things apparently attacking people. These are called Wakwaks.
Wah, wah.
Quack, quack. Quack, quack. Quick,
Do I
we
know-
have to fight that. Quack, quack.
Do I know what they are? Could I roll a nature check?
You haven't even seen them,
Wah,
Breeze.
wah.
At the moment.
Oh, I haven't?
No,
Oh,
at the moment,
good, yes.
only Rick can see them because he's climbed up a light pole.
Get everyone out of here. There's something attacking people up ahead.
Are we
Could I
still in the
do-
bar right now? Or have we
No,
walked
we've been
outside?
walking
Through the
towards
streets,
the.
yeah.
Yeah,
the
you've been
one-eyed
walking through the streets. You're probably a good 10 minutes
Fuck.
away from the billy goat, though.
Could I divert the crowd to a different bar? Could I be like, change your plan, guys? We're going to the old pumpkin hut.
Roll me
Which was a bar I saw on the way.
Roll me a persuasion for
Oh.
the people near you.
For my sake, Tegan, real quick, can we just mark on the map where we are?
The grazing bull would be the one that you know of, by the way.
Yeah, you are kind of within 10 minutes, you're kind of
Please
here.
be near the guardhouse. I would, damn it. I would very much love to just be able to kick in the door to the guardhouse. Give me a gun, quick!
Yes,
Yeah,
because
no,
that
we're
seems like
about
Yeah,
Yeah,
that wouldn't
roughly
happen.
equidistant.
Yeah.
so.
Pretty
Breeze,
close to the gate. We're pretty close to the gate. There'd be a mini guardhouse there.
yeah, because they're going to give just a common lay folk a gun.
Yeah, I never said they would do that. I just said there'd be guards there.
True, this is true. So Breeze, you start like convincing like the people around you. You're like, yeah, no, guys, like, why are we going all the way to the One-Eyed Oak? Like, we should be heading to the Grazing Bull. It's even closer. Like this way, this way, this way. And the people around you are like, yeah, not aware that yet that of the screaming up ahead. And so you actually managed to divert a good portion of the people heading in a different direction. Basically, they're far enough away that they haven't realised yet. So you've actually managed to circumvent at least a good quarter of the group to heading towards the Grazing Bull. So
Save the world.
Lead them away from the terrible.
So, are you leading them, Breeze, or are you just like pointing like, go?
I'm like, I
forth!
pretend to go in that direction. I'm like, yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get the others, and then I head back and like, yeah, no.
So you have noticed.
I'm gonna be with the pie.
Another quarter has actually run like back northeast, heading back towards the Universally. Like that's where the crush was, as they're trying to get away from it. And you know the rest of the people are kind of scattered. Try and get away from this because most of these engineering students are not equipped to deal with what is ahead. As you guys sit there and decide what you're going to do, Crisis, before we finish up for the evening, are you going to go back and get your gun, or are you going to... what are you going to do? I will point out here, it's probably a 2-minute run to a staircase upwards to the sky walkways, and then it'd been like another 5 minutes. So it'd actually be quicker for you because you're missing all of this crush.
Rick, by chance, you have your gun on you?
Yeah.
You mind if I borrow your gun?
What am I gonna use?
Oh, I got my dagger if you want to trade.
I'm good, thanks.
I'm not. All right. Now I'm angry, and I will enlarge my form to large, and I will grow. How tall do I grow, Tegan?
Like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, I am now 8 feet tall with a tiny dagger in my hand.
You watch.
Now I'm angry.
Breeze, as you're like running back, you see Crisis start to like get frustrated. Huff and puff as he starts to, with each inhale, you watch as he starts to grow. Are we doing this full Hulk that your clothes rip, or do your clothes grow with you?
No, my clothes go with me.
You watch as
Verified.
Well, the yellow shirt isn't. You watch as the yellow
I'm
shirt.
wearing the yellow shirt.
Oh, that's true. You're not wearing the yellow shirt. You're wearing your clothes.
The hat will, though.
The hat, yeah.
People
No,
pumpkins.
you watch as Crisis grows and the baseball cap is
What, you
now
got a
just
tiny
sitting.
head, but you're giant. Of course your skull gets bigger, right?
Yeah,
Or do you have
his
a tiny
skull gets
thin head?
bigger, but he's got like this little. He's got this little like dome, yellow dome, just sitting on the top.
It's a skull cap now. It's a yarmulke.
I will yank it off and drum my dagger.
As
All right.
he has grown to like 8 feet tall, armed with his catito blade, his tiny little dagger, and as you are facing down with these Wakwaks in this square, that is where we will end tonight's session. So next week.
How did you trick me into doing melee combat when I'm a gunslinger?
When you said you were leaving your gun in the room, I was like, I thought in my head, why?
Oh man!
But I
dude,
didn't
the
say
one
anything.
time, I was like, I'll immerse myself. I'll be responsible. I won't be the edgelord who carries his gun around to every bar he goes to. I'll be responsible. Nope. I'm gonna carry my gun everywhere. I'm going to a hospital for children. Fuck you. I'm carrying my gun inside.
You need a
Those
smaller
children
gun.
might be evil.
You just need a smaller
you-
gun.
You say that like you're not traveling with a group of people who do the exact same thing. Like Hasa is carrying
A backpack.
a large amount of explosives on him right now.
I have a light
Everywhere.
sword. I have a
Yeah.
big. I have a big.
Your
sword.
light-
I have a lightsaber.
Your lightsaber
Drinking
is
right
hidden
now.
though.
Yeah,
That's
no.
not
Oh, true, it's hidden.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Hasa has a metric fuck ton of concussive and fragmentation grenades on him right now.
they do look like
Yo,
pretty
homie,
baubles
you gonna
though.
share some of those? You gonna share some of those grenades?
Well, we can discuss that next session. So next session, we will be jumping in, and hopefully you guys will be joined maybe by an NPC, which is going to be helping you. And no, it's not going to be Gladys.
It
And-
was a triumph.
Maybe Bao. Maybe Bao will be
Gladys.
back. So
yeah, Bao just stumbles around. I thought I smelled catnip.
But yes, so we will see what happens. We will see if you are joined by an adventurer who was sent by the Adventurers Guild to help you. But otherwise, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this evening. We hope we have entertained you. This session will actually be going up on YouTube. Probably, usually by Monday. It has to be at least 24 hours after stream. So this will probably be going up on Monday if you didn't manage to catch the whole thing, if you want to see how all of this started. Otherwise, if you want to see the outcome of the fight with the Wakwaks, which for anyone who wants to know, Wakwaks are from the Kobold Press Tome of Beasts, if you are looking for where it has come from. Otherwise, hope you have a great week. Stay hydrated, get plenty of rest, and I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world, and we will see you all next time.
Adios, amigos.
Bye!